What? You idiot. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Two things we love here on Coventry United Match Day, and that is sunshine and football. And today we have got both of them in abundance. Welcome to another edition of Coventry United Match Day right here at Spinks Drive. This is the penultimate home game for Coventry United at this famous little ground. So here's hoping that Coventry United can go out with a bang over the next two home matches. Liam Cook here once again, your cameraman, your commentator, your presenter. I've got my fingers in a lot of pies here at Coventry United, and once again it is my honour to bring you live coverage of this Midland League Premier Division match between Coventry United and St Andrews. We are just 20 minutes away from kick-off for what I'm sure is going to be an absolutely exquisite game between these two MFL Premier Division sides. St Andrews from just up the M69 in Leicester. Coventry, of course, based here at Spinks Drive for the moment, but next season it's off to the Butts Park Arena. Just getting a bit of news there from Harry Barnes, the Coventry United coach. We were told originally that Coventry United manager Terry Anderson was not going to be here. His girlfriend Katie is not feeling too well at the moment, but we are being informed now that Terry has made the trip to Spinks Drive for today's match. So we've got to give our props to Terry. Also wish Katie, his girlfriend, the very best in her recovery. Hopefully it's nothing serious. We've got a game to cover here today. Yes, we have. And also we're going to be going through the highlights of the previous two meetings between these two sides. They have been meeting each other quite regularly. In fact, we did go to Canal Street 3 times in a week back in, I think it was October time. The first fixture between these two sides was supposed to be a Polymac Packaging League Cup match, but the floodlights caught fire, so we had to stay at the clubhouse and watch the Chelsea-Leicester game instead, although there was booze on offer, so I can't say I was too disappointed about that. On the Saturday, we then played St Andrews for the first time this season in the league, which Coventry United won, and then a youthful red and green side took on the Drews once again at Canal Street in the Polymac Packaging League Cup, with St Andrews picking up the victory. So we'll be going through the highlights of those games in a little while. But before that, we've got your team news. Today's show, as always, sponsored by our good friends at Graham the Plumbers Merchant, operating across the Midlands, supplying all your bathroom, heating and plumbing needs. So go and check out grahamplumbersmerchant.co.uk for store locations and the latest special offers. Right, I hope you are ready for some team news. Here's a little brief report on the team today. Rich Morris, the goalkeeper for Coventry United, could well be out for the rest of the season. He damaged ligaments in his thumb while making a save during the Wolfrunians match on Tuesday night. He'll be replaced in the sticks by Joe Connor, who still claims that he is Coventry United's retired goalkeeping coach. Joe, you're not fooling anyone now. I think that must be about 10 appearances you've made this season. We've got to total that up, actually. Courtney Cameron missed Tuesday's game with a thigh injury. He is now back in the team. He underwent a late fitness test before today's game, as did Ben Valance, who aggravated his back on Tuesday. So both Courtney and Ben are back in the team today. 3 players miss out due to work commitments. Those are Jean Decory, Dylan Lotshuddy and Kosi Muzindwana. They all miss out, while captain Chris Cox plays his final game before a 3-match ban for a red card at Shawbury a couple of weeks ago. So that means that this is Chris Cox's final match at Spinks Drive as a home player, unless he moves to Coventry Spinks, and we all hope that does not happen. So he will only be available, in fact, for the final game of the season. So it's basically today and the last game for Chris Cox, so we better enjoy while he's here, because we won't be seeing him again until July when the pre-season friendlies start. So here is a full run through of the starting lineup and bench for Coventry United, because we haven't got the one for St Andrews through yet. For Coventry United, number 1, Joe Connor; 2, Pierre Mudim; 3, Ben Valance; 4, Gift Musa; 5, Lewis Ison; 6, Jamie Coleman; 7, Kevin Thornton; 8, Chris Cox; 9, Jimmy Holton; 10, Josh O'Grady; and 11, Courtney Cameron. And for the Red and Greens on the bench, number 12, Rob Prinzel; 14, Tommy Glasgow; and number 15 is Muzzy Unduna. So those are the starting lineup and the bench for Coventry United. We haven't got the team news through for St Andrews as of yet. We are informed that they forgot to bring their team sheet with them, and I've had to borrow one of Coventry United. It's taken a while to fill it out. So hopefully the Drews team sheet will be with us very shortly, but you know how these things go. We have gone through matches without team sheets before. I'm sure we'll have to do it again sometime, but we are 15 minutes away from kickoff here at Spinks Drive. As we say, this is the penultimate home game of the season for the Red and Greens, which means after today, just one more match for Coventry United at Spinks Drive as the home team, and that will be at home against Loughborough Students in 2 weeks' time, as the United are travelling to Tividale. They're playing at the Beaches next Saturday against a team who haven't been having the best time of it recently. I believe Tividale have been relegated, so you say it should be an easy 3 points. We saw that on Tuesday night when Coventry United lost by 1-0 at home to AFC Wolfrunians, when our man of the match, Joel Kane, scored towards the left of us, and that goal over there, just squeezing it past Joe Connor, who had come on for the injured Rich Morris, between the sticks. Now, as promised, we are going to show you the highlights of the previous games, I should say, between Coventry United and St Andrews, both of which took place at Canal Street. The first of which is the rearranged Polymac Packaging League Cup fixture, which saw Coventry United lose at Canal Street against St Andrews. As I said earlier, if you were listening, and I don't blame you if you weren't, the original Polymac Packaging League Cup match was scheduled for 7 days prior, the previous Saturday, but because of a floodlight failure, they had to call the match off. So the replay wasn't much better. So here are the highlights for Coventry United between St Andrews in the Polymac Packaging League Cup. As United on the back.
Strike when a goal, and it's gone in. Well, I've got to say, I wasn't expecting that to find the net, but well, it certainly was the curse of the commentator. After 500 minutes, David Allen is beaten.
An early advantage at Canal Street. Ball forward there by Peace and Hodgkinson onside.
And that
2-0.
And that was Dan Henfrey finding the net.
After just 10 minutes, United find themselves 2 goals down. And the wealth of experience showing for the Drews at Canal Street. St Andrews lose the ball, and striding away now is Palmer. May try and pull it through the middle now. An opportunity now for Cayman Francis Baloo. Oh, beautiful strike into the far top corner. Take a bow, incredible run, and even better shot from United's number 7, Cayman Francis Baloo. United are on the score sheet and back in this game. St Andrews 2, Coventry United 1. Francis Baloo was released through the heart of the defence with a cracking through ball, one-on-one with Shane Antcliffe, and he showed a maturity far beyond his young years. Well, there you go. Those were the highlights of Coventry United's trip to Shawbury, the first time around in the Polymac Packaging League Cup. So now we're going to go into the highlights of the league match between Coventry United and St Andrews, and this one went a little bit better for the Red and Greens. Once again, commentary by myself and Coventry United Match Day.
He's got it now, he's got a Grady in front of him and a lovely bit of skill there to dodge the challenge of Sam Hollis. Moodham, blocked well, but he's got the ball once again. Cross-going Tuning, Moodham, and it's gone there to Mikael Beckley! It's off the line! Off the line from Perry Johnson. What a chance for Coventry United, but Pierre Moodham, what an unstoppable run from the right back. Morgan tries to take away from 40 million. I've got it back now, and O'Grady puts it through. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper is Ben Mackey! Into the centre of the net! Goal for Coventry United! Ben Mackey with a finish! And what a ball through the heart of the defence from Josh O'Grady. Coventry United break the deadlock at Canal Street. O'Grady on the edge of the area, and now Lewis Hudson. Oh, he could have had a go himself, but still chance for O'Grady! Josh O'Grady seals the victory for Coventry United! Hudson could have had a go himself, but seemed to lay it off to O'Grady. O'Grady just strokes it home. After finding his first league goal of the season last weekend, Josh O'Grady scores again and makes it 2-0 to Coventry United. Game, set and match now. They've deserved the victory and the 3 points are coming home down the M69 to Coventry.
Well, a much more impressive scoreline there for the Red and Greens against St Andrews. We have now got the team news through for St Andrews. It's about damn time. I must say, of course, a massive thank you to Graham Wood for hooking us up with the team news, as he always does, our fantastic club secretary here at Coventry United. Excuse me if I go a little bit quiet in the next couple of minutes, as I am trying to type up the team news. I will tell you that St Andrews have been leaking goals this season. I think only 3 teams have conceded more goals than St Andrews, so Coventry United should be okay in that department. However, they are no stranger to scoring goals. St Andrews, I'll give you the full run through of the team sheet as soon as I can, as I'm still trying to type up the lineup. But while I'm doing that, Coventry City, of course, massive congratulations to the Sky Blues for a magnificent victory against Oxford United on Saturday. That was a simply incredible match. I was there. It was a very emotional moment for me as a Sky Blues fan, and of course we came back with some silverware. Yes, we did. We came back with a little bit of extra baggage in the form of the EFL Trophy, also known as the Checker Trade Trophy, but Coventry City came back to earth with a big bad bump when they lost to who we believe could go up today, Sheffield United. They lost 2-0 to the Blades on Wednesday night, I believe it was. And that means that the Sky Blues could well go down today. If Coventry City lose during their home game against Peterborough United, then it is game over, and Mark Robbins' team will be officially playing Division 1 football next season. It's no great surprise. I mean, I'm a Coventry City fan. I've known for months that we are going to be playing down in the 4th Division of English football for a long time. It's no surprise, and to be honest with you, it's a relief that it's going to happen. Just basically so we can get on with things and get ready for next season. So, of course, we'll be keeping you up to date with the latest goings on from that match between Coventry City and Peterborough United. We will also be keeping you up to date with what is going on in Birmingham, because there is a big match for Coventry United under 21s today. They are taking part in the Birmingham FA Amateur Saturday Cup. And they are taking on 2 Gates United. I believe that's who they're playing anyway. Last time we heard, Coventry United were winning by 1-0 thanks to, I believe it was Keaton Francis Ballu. There are 2 brothers, there are a Keaton and there are a Cayman. So it's been a... wait a minute, we've got another goal. It's 2-0. 2-0 to Coventry United in the Birmingham FA Saturday Amateur Cup. So Coventry United under 21s beating 2 Gates by 2-0. Goals from Keaton Francis Ballu and Reece Snape have given the Red and Greens the advantage as we are just 5 minutes away from kickoff here at Spinks Drive for the game between Coventry United and St Andrews. The players are actually coming down now, so I need to get a hurry up on and get this team sheet sorted out. But it's going to be a fantastic game here at Spinks Drive. I'm sure it will not disappoint. However, I will say this: if you do fancy yourself as a bit of a football manager, then St Andrews might have an opportunity for you because they are still searching for a manager. Yes, they are. They are still searching to find a manager. So if you are interested, they are advertising the position on Twitter. So you may want to go and have a look at that before the coverage on match day kicks off. Once again, live coverage of Coventry United versus St Andrews coming up here on Coventry United Matchday. Liam Cook, as always, your commentator, your cameraman. Basically, I do everything here. It's been a pretty good season, but I've got to say we are coming towards the end of it, so I'm getting a little bit nostalgic now. But you can see why, because although we've had our ups and downs over the past few months, Coventry United have pulled through and they are looking to finish in a respectable position. They are currently in 7th, but there is still an opportunity to push on. So here we go, the starting lineup. We've finally got the starting lineup through for St Andrews, as here come the teams of Coventry United and St Andrews as we get set for another afternoon of Midland League Premier Division football. I hope you're ready, because here comes live coverage of St Andrews versus Coventry United live on Coventry United Matchday. Right, here are the starting lineups once again for Coventry United's opponent, St Andrews. Number 1, James Stallen. 2, Ryan Hodkinson. 3, Elliot Putman. 4, Perry Johnson. 5, Mark Asman. 6, Luai Bashir. 7, Rob Morgan. 8, Mason Hurst. Number 9, Shay Brennan. 10, Josh Hill. And 11, Sam Hollis. And for Coventry United this afternoon, number 1, Joe Connor. 2, Pierre Moodim. 3, Ben Valance. 4, Gif Musa. 5, Lewis Eisen. 6, Jamie Coleman. Number 7, Kevin Thornton. 8, Chris Cox. 9, Jimmy Holton. 10, Josh O'Grady. And 11, Courtney Cameron. So those are the teams for today's match as we get set for the penultimate fixture at Spinks Drive, including this, just 5 matches left in the Premier Division season. We'll end the season in just a couple of weeks' time. The 29th of April, I believe, is the final match. As the captains are called into the centre circle. And well, we actually didn't go through the benches for both sides. So for the The bench for St Andrews today, number 12, Mitch Fairhurst, 14, Adam Swaney, 15, Ben Tansley, 16, Joe Lavin, and 17, Leon Doty. And for Coventry United, just the 3 men on the bench in Rob Prinzel, Tommy Glasgow, and Muzzy and Duna. Injury news we told you about earlier, we'll go through it again. Rich Morris could well be out for the rest of the season. He's damaged his ligament in his thumb after making a save during the Wolfrunians match. As Coventry United and St Andrews are going to swap ends. There were late fitness tests for Courtney Cameron and Ben Valance. Luckily both of those players passed those tests and do start today. 3 players unavailable due to work commitments: Jean de Corey, Dylan Lotshuddy and Nkosi Mutingwana all missing out. Josh O'Grady back in the starting lineup after missing out over the past couple of games. And also this is Chris Cox's final match before a 3-match suspension, so he will only have 1 more game for the Red and Greens this season after today. Kicking from left to right as the match at Spinks Drive begins. Jamie Coleman at centre-back for Coventry United. Valance. Coleman once again plays it forward. Strolling down the left-hand side is Courtney Cameron. Does well to shepherd the ball away from the St Andrews right back. Gives Musa strides through the midfield and tries to put the through ball into the box for Chris Cox, but it didn't quite work out. Not the worst of efforts, I have to say. And the second one goes straight into the hands of Joe Connor. Here's Pierre Mood, now the Coventry United strides down the right hand side. Holton's being held there by the centre back, but he's able to hold him off and play it across to the left hand side where Ben Valance is waiting. Valance, Karen tries to put the cross in, it's gone out for a corner. So Coventry United with an early corner kick from the left-hand side of a sweltering Spinks Drive. Cameron's ball headed away at the near post. Thornton puts it back into danger, but not for long. St Andrews look to break. It's picked up in the midfield by Pierre Mudim. Once again, United losing out in the midfield. Ball down the right-hand side, cleared by Ben Valance. Hodkinson, long ball down the right-hand side for St Andrews. Just controlled by Brennan. Handball claims against Skip Musa as the midfielder wins the ball back. Referee doesn't want to know. Clearance made. Putman. Which runs the penalty area, headed away by Lewis Eisen. Putman wins it back. Moon tries to let it go out, but eventually has to try and keep it in. Under pressure from Putman. He has kept it in, well, not for long, because he boots it over our camera. And it'll go out for a Drews throw. It's going to be the left back, Elliot Putman, to take the throw. Up line. It's Putman again. Chips it towards the penalty area. Hollis is waiting. And Lewis Eisen makes contact with the winger, but not the ball. And it will go out for a goal kick. And kick to be taken by Joe Connor today. Rich Morris suffering ligament damage in his thumb on Tuesday night. It's touch and go where we're going to see him again this season. And Connor, a rather fetching navy cap, is going to take the goal kick. There it goes. Cox waiting for Pounce on it, and he's backed into the centre-back Mark Asman. Didn't seem to be much in there, but the referee's given it. So about 5 minutes gone, still no score. So the latest score from the Birmingham FA Amateur Cup final. Coventry United are beating Two Gates by 2-0 thanks to Keaton Francis Baloo and Reece Snape. As Jamie Coleman drags down the number 11 Sam Hollis and gives away St Andrews' free kick. There's a real chance now for St Andrews. It's going to be Josh Hill. Brennan wants it at the far post. Every member of the St Andrews outfield side is inside United's half, so the Ringers have got some defending to do here. Hill's ball. Connor tells players to let it go, and they do. And it goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. Live coverage of this Midland League Premier Division match between Coventry United and St Andrews here on Coventry United Match Day with Liam Cook. Don't forget to hit us up on Twitter at CovMatchday for all your reaction to this action. And also, seeing as it is the final match at Spinks Drive for Coventry United in 2 weeks' time, we want you to send in your Spinks Drive memories over the next couple of weeks. So any moment at Spinks Drive that you felt was special for Coventry United or for yourself, get in touch with us on Twitter at CovMatchday and let us know. We're going to be going through some of them during the final home game. Holton runs onto the loose ball as he comes into the penalty area. It drifts over to the right. It's picked up by Josh O'Grady. Can he get it in? Low cross. Oh, it's deflected out for a corner. Shimmed up the boot of Mark Asman. Unfortunately, the contact wasn't great enough to send it into the net. It sent it just wide of it, and it will be a Coventry United corner. It's still 0-0 at the Rico Arena as well. Coventry City still drawing. Cameron's going towards Coleman. I don't think Coleman was expecting it. It went over the head of the St Andrews defender. Coleman got his head to it, but he didn't direct it towards the goal. Moodham's got it there, however, in midfield. Cox with his right. Finds Chris Cox. Cox's low cross. United can't seem to pick up the ball in the air. It's eventually cleared. And in fact, one of the St Andrews players has been caught by a Coventry United man. And it will be a free kick to St Andrews. It's still 2-0 at Ray Hall Lane between Coventry United under-21s and St Andrews under-21s. And of course it's still 0-0 here between Coventry United's senior side and St Andrews. James Sallon to take the goal kick. Not a cloud in the sky here at Spinks Drive. Looks like there's going to be a few goals in the net. Nodded on. Hill chips it over the defence, looking for Shea Brennan, and Joe Connor comes out and claims that one before it causes any immediate danger. Courtney Cameron, who was past fit after a thigh problem. Coleman lofted ball to the right hand side. Pierre Moodham is waiting, sprints onto the ball, and now here's Josh O'Grady. Putman able to get a boot to it. It was a rather high boot, but he's got the ball. Punted upfield, and Joe Connor saying, leave that one, that's mine. And his teammates gladly oblige. Some latest scores to tell you about. The final score from White Hart Lane, Tottenham 4, Watford 0. A few goals in the Championship. Derby beating Birmingham 1-0. Barnsley leading Blackburn 1-0. Villa beating Burton 1-0. And Norwich leading Reading 1-0. Shea Brennan couldn't keep the ball in. He appealed for a foul. And there was clearly no contact there between Ison and Brennan. Rather misjudged appeal. Lewis Ison to take the throw. There it goes. Holton misses with the header. Brennan nodded on once again, only as far as Lewis Ison. Up rather than out. Well, that has gone out as it's drifted out of play from the boot of Lewis Ison. And it will be a throw into the Drews, right in front of our camera. Putman's throw. Hollis. Oh, fantastic jockeying there by Pierre Moudin. Ironic how he was jockeying on the day of the Grand National. And these thoroughbreds of football aiming to be the first across the line today. Cox, long ball over the top of the defence, should be an easy one for the goalkeeper, and indeed Stalin easily able to grab hold of that one. 10 minutes gone, still no goals at Spinks Drive. In the penultimate match at this famous little ground for Coventry United as the home team. They will of course be playing here next season as the away side when they take on Coventry Spinks. But the move to the Butts Park Arena is all signed, sealed and delivered. They're ready to go next season. Just one more game against Loughborough Students after today, and then it's goodbye to Spinks Drive. Coventry United's second home after starting life at the Cage in their first 2 years. Cameron whips it down the left-hand wing. Let's put out a play by the captain, Perry Johnson. Holton. Ball into the penalty area, headed away easily, but Josh O'Grady will pick it up. Pierre Moudin making the overlapping run. Finds Pierre Moudin with a little bit of space. He's got O'Grady behind. Oh, a little bit of skill there. There's a full hill. Puts it in and cleared at the near post by Mark Asman. And it will be a throw-in adjacent to the penalty area for Coventry United. Real opportunity this for the Red and Greens. St Andrews have been shipping goals recently. Allison's throw. This was ahead of Chris Cox. Goes over Cox, and there's no one at the far post. It'll be easily dealt with by Mason Hurst. And Hodgkinson caught out there, and Johnson eventually gets it away, but only as far as Gift Musa, who gets caught up with Lewis Ison there, but to no discomfort. Moudin's ball into the penalty area. Easy catch there for Stolman. Sullen, easy catch, and he boots it away. Brennan, the top scorer, and is that handball? It should seem to brush the left arm. Referee says no, as Putman tries to set up a teammate. Mason Hurst strides through, and a good block at the near post by Gift Musa. So it was Rob Morgan actually who struck it towards goal. Not a bad effort, but Musa able to block it off and ensure that it wasn't going to cause any sort of danger for Joe Connor in the Coventry United net. And we're still waiting for the ball to be retrieved. And it's been another goal at Ewood Park, and Barnsley now lead Blackburn by 2-0. It's still scoreless between Coventry City and Peterborough, so as it stands, the Sky Blues won't go down today. Corner put in, it's gone past Johnson, but Cox can't clear it. He's got his head in it now and boots it clear as the St Andrews players appeal, but it's actually gone out, so it's going to be another corner. Two St Andrews players just stopped, waiting for the whistle to blow. Luckily for them it did. Corner swung in, and United put that one out for another throw at the far post. Sorry, another corner I should say. And it is going to be Rob Morgan to take this one. So that's Mason Hurst actually. So Hurst is going to take the corner from the right hand side. Short corner option, retreating. Ball in, Hollis! And it's headed over the net by Gift Musa. United screaming at each other there. Chris Cox saying it was too easy, and it was. Hollis with plenty of space to get the header away. Luckily for United, Musa was in front of him to divert it over the crossbar. It might have been hitting the woodwork anyway, but of course it's better to be safe than sorry. And you've got to give it to Mason Hunt. He's certainly got some more exercise over the past couple of minutes. He's been racing up and down, taking corners from different directions. And this one is put away! St Andrews take an early lead. Great corner, glancing header from Hollis. Well, the Drews are certainly shipping goals, but they're scoring them as well. And just 15 minutes in, they've got the lead at Spinks Drive. Coventry United 0, St Andrews 1. Jamie Coleman is telling the players get there before the St Andrews players can get onto the ball. Well, they just left him there. All it took was a simple glancing header, and there it went into the far post. Easy goal for St Andrews, a sloppy goal to concede for Coventry United. It's basic set-piece marking gone wrong. And now the visitors are looking to top that lead up. But not for long as Valence wins it back. Now it's Courtney Cameron into defence with Lewis Ison. Moodim strides down the right hand side. He's got O'Grady to his right. And finds Josh O'Grady under pressure from Putman. And he tried the return ball to Moodim, but Moodim wasn't quite that far up. So a poor start for Coventry United. They just couldn't seem to get that ball away. Multiple corner routines. They were going to get caught out eventually, and they were. Oh, but Moodim, beautiful there to take the ball around the centre back. Can he get the ball in from the right hand side? Moodim's delivery. It should have been an easy gather there for Solomon. He fumbled it at the near post, but he has brought it under control now. Let's go latest score now from the... it's in as another goal. There is another goal in the Birmingham FA Saturday Amateur Cup final, and there is some silverware coming to Coventry for the second time in a week. This time it's the Red and Greens bringing home the bacon, or should that be the trophy. Keaton Francis Balu has scored his second of the match. It is now 3-0 to Coventry United against Two Gates. So some good news for the Red and Greens after going behind. So the under-21s beating Two Gates by 3-0 as they're around midway into the second half in that match in Birmingham. Long ball from the back from Lewis Ison goes straight to Bashir, the centre-back. They've got to try and get this one away here. It's gone back to the goalkeeper, Stalham. Jamie Coleman goes down under the challenge of Hollis, and it's been given against Coventry United. Only you've seen the referee thought Coleman was backing into the winger. Hollis, of course, scoring the opening goal. It's going to be Rob Morgan to take this free kick from around 10 yards inside United's half, and it's not the best set piece you'll see all day. Over everyone and out for the goal kick. Just under 20 minutes gone at Spinks Drive. Coventry United 0, St Andrews 1. First goal coming from Sam Hollis, the St Andrews winger. Glancing header from a corner at the far post. Connor's clearance, nodded on by Moodim. Will O'Grady be able to get there? No, he won't. But Moodim tries to keep it alive, only as far as Putman. Up line and bounces out of play for a Coventry United throw. It's going to be Ison to take the throw. Run up by Ison, there it goes, towards the head of Chris Cox. Cox beaten in the air. There he goes over the head of Hollis, and it'll be another throw-in in pretty much the same position for Coventry United. Tyres couldn't get his head in it. Ison back into the penalty area too. Jamie Coleman on a mix-up at the back, nearly allowed Shay Brennan to put it into an empty net. As Connor and Coleman couldn't decide whose ball it was. But here come United now. Streamed down the left-hand side is Ben Valence. Can he get the cross in? Valence's cross. Cox at the far post! Equaliser for Coventry United. And who else would it be in the air other than Chris Cox? His final match before a 3-game suspension will keep him out until the final day of the campaign. Great run down the left-hand side from Ben Valence. And Chris Cox heading it across the goal and into the net to set it up at 1-1 after 20 minutes. Well, we said it, didn't we? St Andrews score goals, but they concede them as well. Only 3 teams in the entire division have conceded more goals than St Andrews, and Coventry United have just topped up that total. Valence long ball forward, trying to get United back on the front foot. Bashir holds the ball up well. And that's St Andrews on the attack. Ison picks it up and takes it over the head. Beautifully there of Josh Hill. St Andrews trying to put it back into the air, but it's easily gathered by Joe Connor. Tapped on by the shoulder of Pierre Moudin. He's got O'Grady in front. Cox wants it in the area. Long ball towards Chris Cox. Over the head of Cox. But it'll come to Jimmy Holton on the edge of the area. Holton strike! Oh, what a turnaround! What a turnaround! 2 goals in a minute! And Jimmy Holton, with a strike low and hard from the edge of the penalty area, finds the net. An incredible 60 seconds for Coventry United. From 1-0 down, they're now 2-1 up. First it was Cox's header, then it was Holton's strike. And just like that, Coventry United lead. And straight away they try and regain the ball. Putman keeps it away from O'Grady, plays it back into the Drews defence. And Asman has let that one go to Jimmy Holton, and Holton tripped on the edge of the penalty area. The referee says no. I didn't see Asman get anything on the ball, but the referee obviously thought that the contact wasn't sufficient to take Holton down. And here come the Drews down the right hand side. Hodkinson, Rob Morgan, onto the left with Putman, back to Morgan. Tristan turns his way around Josh O'Grady. Now it's Putman. Chips it down the left-hand side, looking for Morgan again. Ison able to find Pierre Moudin for Coventry United. Now give Musa. United playing their way out of trouble. That wasn't until a good challenge from Mason Hurst. Hollis. Oh, he misses out there. He oversteps the ball. Thornton picks it up and plays it back into defence. Cameron, long ball forward. Holton, was he having his shirt pulled there? He's gone down to the challenger. Bashir, referee doesn't want to know. Again, seems to have calmed down a little bit now. Hodkinson, under pressure from Cox, and a great slide by Cox had to put it out of play. It is going to be a St Andrews throw-in. Good pressure there from Chris Cox. Trying to try and get our breath back after an insane couple of minutes. Well, insane minute, in fact. As Coventry United turn it around in less than 60 seconds. Hollis picks it up on the right-hand side, takes it around Ben Valance, tries to flick it on for Brennan. Moves as well and boots it towards the right-hand side. That will go out for a St Andrews throw on the halfway line. So the score after about 25 minutes. Coventry United leading by 2 goals to 1. Asman boots it forward and for Hollis. Ison beats him in the air but heads it back towards his net. He nearly put United under some pressure there. But Brennan couldn't get to the loose ball and Coventry United boot it forward. Not a lot of direction though, as it goes out for a St Andrews throw right in their corner. Throw up line by Bashir. Hill tried to nod it on, but it was intercepted by a United player. He's put it forward once again. No one waiting on the right hand side, however. And it will be an easy gather for Joe Connor. It's still scoreless at the Ricoh Arena between Coventry City and Peterborough United. Remember, if the Sky Blues lose today, they are down. But so far, they are drawing, and they can't go down if they are avoiding defeat. Let's get a score update now from the Birmingham County FA Saturday Amateur Cup Final. And United are still leading by 3-0. And there's going to be a change already. Courtney Cameron is coming off. Well, we know that Cameron was suffering from a thigh injury before today's game. He underwent a late fitness test, which he actually passed. But now Courtney Cameron is being taken off. Muzzy and Duna is coming on. The Red and Greens only have 3 players they can utilise from the bench. And Duna is going to come on. So it looks like a straight swap in the, what looks like a 4-2-3-1 with Nduna coming on for the left-hand side. Blatant push in the back there by Putman. That's the clearest free kick you're ever going to see. Thornton finds Moodham in space on the right-hand side. O'Grady making the overlapping run. Lovely little 1-2 there. Pierre Moodham! Oh, and a good save with the near post. If there was just a little bit more power on that strike, it would have surely been 3-1. Lovely flowing move for Coventry United. Moodham and O'Grady working together in unison perfectly. Now here comes St Andrews into the area. Fortunately for them, Hollis couldn't bring the ball down on the edge of the box. Cox nods it over the defender. Bashir's got some making up to do here, but he's put it straight to the path of Jimmy Holton. And was that obstruction there between Holton and Bashir? Well, there was certainly contact between the two. Holton couldn't get a clear shot away, and it was an easy stop by James Stallen. Excuse me. Well, this game is personified by an upcoming movie title, Fast and Furious. It's certainly been that. Hill makes his way into the area. A bit of a shoulder barge by Gift Musa sends the ball out and keeps Hill away from the goal. It will be a corner kick. The linesman on the far side believes that Musa got a touch to the ball with his left boot as he barged Hill off the ball. So I didn't get a very clear view of it. There has been a goal with the Hawthorns. Southampton lead West Brom by 1-0. Corner taken. Well, the last corner resulted in a goal for St Andrews. It won't this time as Forden heads it away on the edge of the penalty area. Cox tries to bring it down unsuccessfully. And now Cox has got it again after a poor clearance from Bashir. And Duna nods it on for Kevin Thornton. Intercepted again by Bashir. Clearance charged down by Kevin Thornton. He takes it around Bashir, and Bashir blatantly kicking the Coventry United man as he made his way past the Drews centre-back. A little bit of argy-bargy there afterwards, but a few handshakes now. And Coventry United will have the free kick. And well, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Thornton or is it going to be O'Grady? Well, both men are standing over it. United have got 3 men in the penalty area, and 2 of them have already scored. Ison waiting on the edge of the box. Thornton's trudging away. In fact, now the referee wants to have a word with Thornton. And a yellow card for Kevin Thornton for his reaction to Bashir's infringement. Well, it is going to be Josh O'Grady to take this free kick as Thornton trudges over to the penalty area. 4 men in and around the box. 2 of them have already scored. It's towards the far post of Holton, and Stollen managed to get a hand to it. Couldn't bring it down. Couldn't catch it. And the referee is flagging. Well, it was given as a free kick to St Andrews inside their own penalty area. We're underway once again now. Here's Putman. Hurst plays a 1-2 with Morgan. Luai Bashir, the centre-back. Looks like a 5-man defence for St Andrews. Flicked on by Hill. Hooked out of play by Ben Valance. So score after 30 minutes at Spinks Drive. Coventry United 2, St Andrews 1. St Andrews taking the lead thanks to Hollis's header. Then Chris Cox able to get a header of his own on target and into the net. Less than 60 seconds later, Jimmy Holton struck one from range and it squeezed under the keeper. Frame put in and headed away. It looks like the final touch came off Valance, and it will be another St Andrews corner on the far side. So there's 25 minutes left in the Birmingham FA Amateur Cup final, which Coventry United are currently winning 3-0. We'll let you know when that game finishes. Josh O'Grady there. Oh, and a little bit of a strike there by Ryan Hodkinson. A little bit of a push on Josh O'Grady. Rather aggressive. The referee decides to give the free kick. No yellow card needed. But United have wasted that free kick. But the clearance from St Andrews wasn't exactly fine either. O'Grady will bring it down in the centre circle. He had time. He tried to flick it back to Lewis Eisen and has gifted the ball to Shea Brennan, the Drew's top scorer. He's not the man you want to give the ball to, but that is not the shot that Shea Brennan wanted to put away. Drifts high and wide away from the far post. Disappointing from the Drew's top scorer. As Connor gets set to take this goal kick. Of course, Rich Morris out for at least a couple of weeks. He may not be back before the end of the season due to a ligament injury in his thumb. Of course, we wish Mozza the very best. Lovely ball through the heart of the defence towards the right-hand side for Jimmy Holton, the scorer of the second goal for Coventry United. Pass back to O'Grady was rather lightweight, and it's gone out of play off O'Grady for a goal kick. And has been made sure it was going out, shepherded the ball across the line. But United are still leading. But it's a very even game between these two sides, a very even contest, just what we want to see. Stolham's kick towards the head of Hill. Ison gets there first and nods over to the right hand side where Josh O'Grady is waiting. Now Moodham, long ball over the top of the defence. Aswin lets that one bounce. Jimmy Holton, was he pulled there in the area? Well, he's still got the ball, so nothing doing. Holton across to Chris Cox. That's a little bit too powerful. Holton tries to get the shot away, charge down this time. Not going to let him get away with that again. But it's Thornton, a rather tame effort. It trickles across the face of goal, and an easy stop for Jamie Stallen. Coleman nods up the clearance. Can Valance bring it down? No, he can't. Brennan, handball against Kevin Thornton given. And it will be a free kick around 10 yards into United's territory to St Andrews. Right, it's going to be Hurst to take this one. Hurst delivery. It's towards Brennan! And it's just over the crossbar. But once again, United not tracking their men. A real opportunity for the Drew's top scorer, Shea Brennan. But he couldn't keep his header down. And a lucky escape for the Red and Greens. Around 35 minutes gone. United still leading by 2-1 of that mad 60 seconds, which saw United turn it around from 1-0 to 2-1. And it's gone out of play for a Drew's throw. Okay, have the backup Pierre Moodham. It will be Drew's ball. To be taken by Elliot Putman. Putman's throw. Morgan. Putman. Good control by Hollis. Tries to take it around, give Musa, and he's done so beautifully. Ball to the right-hand side. Hodkinson racing to catch up with it. He'll just about keep it on the far side, and Duna puts it out for a corner kick. Good defence by Muzzy and Duna, who came on for the injured Courtney Cameron. Around 10 minutes ago, Cameron was past fit after a fitness test on his thigh. It was judged a few minutes ago that he wasn't fit to continue and was taken off. It's going to be Mason Hurst's corner. Hurst puts it in. And the far post is Hollis. And Connor spilled that one. Brennan tries to turn it in. And God gets away. And they have done, well, nearly, but they have done now. Thornton tried to play it out of danger, and that struck the hand of Jimmy Holton. That brings United's counter-attack to an end. Connor tried to catch it, spilt it. Brennan tried to put it back into danger. Very nearly did, but luckily for United, several players were there to shield the red and green's goal line. But a hairy moment for Coventry United. Putman, long ball into the air towards Hollis, and once again, easy catch for Joe Connor. It's not been easy for Connor. He's been goalkeeping into the sun blaring into Connor's eyes. He's having to wear that cap just to make sure he can see properly. Best conditions we've had at Spinks Drive since the summer. Reminds us of the game against Shawbury in the FA Cup back in August. Udim, lovely skill to take it away from Brennan. Ison, long lofted ball to the left hand side for Ben Valance. Tries to find Unduna. In fact, it's found Jimmy Holton. Shrugs off 2 challenges and avoids a third with a neat bit of skill. O'Grady, Moodim in space on the right hand side. He's found Pierre Moodim. Poor first touch. And St Andrews put it out of play. Mark Asman puts it out for a throw right in the corner. Moodim waiting for an option. Lewis Ison's racing up. And there is going to be another Coventry United substitution. This time it's Jimmy Holton coming off. And Rob Prinzel's going to come on. Well, Prinzel is more of a defender. He can play in midfield as well. So Jimmy Holton is coming off. I can only assume it's injury related. Holton was absent from the match on Tuesday night. We didn't hear why. But we do know now that he's obviously not 100%. He has been taken off. So as Holton is subbed off due to injury, Lewis Ison sizes up this throw from the right-hand side. There it goes, headed away by Bashir. But it's come off Perry Johnson for a Coventry United corner on the opposite side. So United may be leading, but they've lost 2 players in the first half to injuries. First it was Courtney Cameron to a thigh problem, and now it's Jimmy Holton. We'll try and find out what the problem is with Jimmy a little bit later on. Thornton to O'Grady. Shrugs the challenge from Hodkinson. He's waiting for an option to present itself. Across to Muzzy Unduna. Poor first touch from Unduna, and the counter attack is on. Hurst. Now Hill tries to find Rob Morgan on the right hand side. Morgan will keep it in, but 2 United players blocking his path. But a lovely ball into the area for Hill. Can he get it across the goal? Hill trying to trick his way through. Hill puts it in. Hollis is taken out. Referee says no foul. It's going to put it on the edge of the area over the crossbar. Crucial challenge on Hollis. Was it legal or not? I'm not too certain. There was certainly contact in there. Was it obstruction? I'm not sure. But if Hollis had got a clean contact on that ball, I'm certain that would have been 2-2. We've got about 5 minutes to go until half time. And it's still Coventry United 2, St Andrews 1 in a high-octane match at Spinks Drive. After today, just 4 matches to go in this Midland League Premier Division season, 3 of them away. Putman puts it forward, looking for Brennan. That's going to go out for a Coventry United throw. Well, Lewis Ison wouldn't have had so far to trek if Brennan's control was as good as we hoped, but he's gone out of play to the next field, and Lewis Ison will go and gather it.
Yeah, well done. Work me there. Work me there. Keep on, keep on, keep on. Yeah,
Ison waits for the option. There it goes, up line towards Chris Cox. He doesn't jump for it, and it's headed on by Hill. Intercepted by Musa. Now it's Jamie Coleman in defence. Across to Ben Valance at the left. Coleman. Thornton. Back to Coleman. Moody's in space on the right hand side, and Coleman will try and find him with a lovely long ball. Good chest control as well by Moodim. He's got Hill right behind him. Shrugs up the challenge and races past him, and a lovely swipe to take it away from Hill, but he can't keep it away from Putman. However, Coventry United have been given the free kick. I'm not too sure why. There wasn't that much contact in there. It was just part and parcel of the game as far as I'm concerned, but Coventry United will accept the free kick gladly. And here comes Josh O'Grady trying to race towards the penalty area. And that one's been given to Coventry United again as Chris Cox has been caught by Asman. O'Grady trying to dance his way through 4 St Andrews players. Eventually got caught. Cox got on the end of it. The loose ball and was caught. Luckily he's okay. He's got back to his feet after a short spell on the ground. And he's limping into the penalty area. But United, of course, have only got 1 change left. And that's Tommy Glasgow. So it doesn't matter whether it's Joe Connor or Josh O'Grady who gets injured. It's going to be Glasgow who comes on. There's going to be Josh O'Grady's delivery from the right-hand side. It's not an impossible angle for him to have a go. I've seen him try from this sort of distance before. Because it's towards the far post. Headed away. Poor clearance from Hill. Puts it straight back into danger. Rob Prinzel lets that one go out for a Coventry United corner on the opposite side. Just a couple of minutes to go until the end of the first half. So the score still Coventry United 2, St Andrews 1 as O'Grady gets set to put this cross in towards the near post. Prinzel tried to flick it on, but he got his feet muddled up. He has kept possession with United, but has to play back into defence with Ben Valance just inside St Andrews territory. Up line to Josh O'Grady, good chest control, takes it away from the challenge of Hodkinson. Valance, Thornton, Prinzel, and Duna on the edge of the area has to hold off Bashir's challenge. Prinzel keeps it alive, and Duna can't keep it away from Bashir, and Bashir puts it through for Morgan. Rob Morgan racing forward, and a rather ambitious effort, shall we say. Well, it might have done something for St Andrews. They were playing rugby, but sadly this is the Midland League Premier Division football tournament, so this is not going to be scoring any points for St Andrews. Talking of tournaments, let's see how Coventry United under-21s are doing in the Birmingham County FA Saturday Amateur Cup final. I'm not getting used to saying that, I've got to say, it's a very wordy cup final. I believe Coventry United are still winning 3-0 in Birmingham with 10 minutes to go, as it comes off the leg of Chris Cox there, the clearance from Josh Hill. Let's get a score update now from the Ricoh Arena, where Coventry City are looking to avoid relegation. They lose today, they are out of League One. It's still 0-0 at home to Peterborough, so the Sky Blues hanging on by a thread. The Red and Greens of Coventry, they're still winning. Morgan, poor control, and allows Musa to get the challenge in, but lovely footwork there by Morgan to keep it in and get himself back into position. But United have won it back thanks to Kevin Thornton. Now Pierre Moodim gets away just in time before the St Andrews man can make a challenge, but advantage was given by the referee. It's been called back for the Coventry United free kick. Cox wanted play on. So the next couple of minutes we'll enter added time. Should be a couple of minutes. So Ison waiting for the option with a free kick now as we tick down the clock towards the half-time break. Cox leaps for it, gets ahead in it, but can't divert to a United man. Hurst, long ball towards the right, and Duna gets up for it and brings it back to the red and greens. Thornton, surrounded by striped shirts, plays it back in the defence with Coleman. Now Valance, flicked on well. Muzzy and Duna, tripped from behind, that's a definite free kick. And it looks like Hill once again. And the referee is pulling out the book. And it's going to be the second booking of the day. Hill, the first St Andrews player to go in the book. Kevin Thornton received a caution earlier for a reaction to a rather crunching challenge, shall we say. Thornton towards the head of Cox, headed away by Putman. Moodim forward to Rob Prinzel. Prinzel puts it through for Chris Cox. Back heel towards Prinzel, cleared just in time by Bashir. Clever play from United, but not quite successful. They've got another bite to the cherry as it's Moodim forced into the right-hand corner. Tricks his way through. Moodim's cross, it's gone out for a goal kick. We are into added time now. We're not sure how much. I'd say about 3 minutes. Sun's clearance bounces all the way back to Joe Connor between the sticks for Coventry United. Well, the first 25 minutes or so, you could hardly catch your breath. Since then, it's been a little bit calmer, but both sides still in search of that extra goal. Connor's clearance. Cox wants it. It goes over the head of Cox. But Thornton brings it back. Not for long though, as Prinzel tries to get on the end of it. Hodkinson intercepts. Forward ball towards Brennan. Hurst plays a 1-2 of Asman. Hurst to Perry Johnson. Now Putman. Long ball towards the right hand side, should be easy pickings for Muzianduna. And he's taking it around the number 7, Rob Morgan. Plays it into the midfield. Thornton lets that one go, thinking there was someone behind him. There wasn't. And now St Andrews have another chance. Hill. Valence Hill to blast that one away. Up rather than out by Perry Johnson. Brought down by Cox. O'Grady free on the right hand side. Finds Josh O'Grady with space to work in. It's O'Grady. Puts the cross in and blocked well. Not the best of deliveries from Josh O'Grady. May have even gone on himself, but that is not what Terry Hansen wanted to see. Morgan. Hollis, the scorer of St Andrews' only goal so far, loses out. Valence picks it up only as far as Hurst. He's still getting a little bit of sick from his teammates after that poor delivery. And now Coventry United have given away the free kick as Shea Brennan falls down from behind by the teenage centre-back Lewis Ison. The last big opportunity of the half for St Andrews. They need to make these opportunities count if they're going to get back into this one. United aren't known for conceding goals. Only 3 teams in the entire division have conceded less goals than Coventry United, while only 3 have conceded more than St Andrews. It's going to be Putman, the left back, to strike this one towards Joe Connor's net. It's a good one, and it's squeezed through. Well, you have to put the blame solely at Joe Connor's door there. Should have been an easy gather, but it slips past Connor. Say nothing away from Putman, it was a good delivery, but it shouldn't have caused Connor an issue. It should have been a simple save. And the last big opportunity of the half is capitalised on by St Andrews. Coventry United 2, St Andrews 2. What a first half. And Cox goes for the spectacular, and that's the end of the first half as Cox's effort, rather ambitious effort shall we say, goes high wide, not at all handsome. Well, Coventry United would have been happy going into half time if we had ended it around 30 seconds ago, but a mistake from Joe Connor as the free kick from Putman was struck well over the wall towards the bottom corner. Should have been an easy save for Connor, but it wasn't to be. Squeezes into the goal, but a fantastic first half comes to an end, and a probably deserved scoreline of 2-2 is the result as we get set for the second half here at Springs Drive. And you can catch live coverage of the second half of this match right here on Coventry United Match Day. Just search for the new live event on the YouTube channel, which will start in around 5 minutes time. Do not go away. Coventry United Match Day will be back very shortly.